This video provides an overview of the custom actions functionality within the clearMDM product. The Force.com Actions Framework enables a broad range of action types to be defined that extend the Force.com platform in a modular, reusable architecture. Using a packaged custom action, clearMDM provides native support for running batch jobs via the Force.com REST API and also via processes defined within the Lightning Process Builder. Let's start with the REST API. So within the Apogee console, here we can see the REST API endpoint. So we have a custom Apex endpoint. Here we can see the actual custom action that is defined within the clearMDM managed package. So if we fire a GET request at that endpoint, here we can see the response, and the GET request will give us back a description of the parameters. So here we have inputs. So you can see that the inputs to the batch job run action are the batch job type. This would be normalization, matching, merge, and so forth, that represent the MDM operation supported by clearMDM. Process count, again, this is the very same input as we would provide on the jobs page in the application, and this will indicate the level of concurrency. How many jobs are we going to fire in parallel to complete the operation, essentially. We also have the target objects, so is it account, person account, contact, custom object, and so on and so forth. And we'll see the response that we get back is essentially a Boolean, true or false, whether it was successful or not. If there's actually a failure occurring, then we can look in the audit log within the application to understand the manner of the failure. So in order to actually invoke a batch job to run, we need to post to the very same endpoint. So if we'll just drop this down, here we can see I've already pasted in the input. So here we're going to trigger the normalization job, 5 processes, and for the person account, target objects. If we jump across to the Salesforce org, here we can see the jobs page. Well, we can clearly see there's nothing running here, but just as a point of reference, we can see the very same values being offered in the UI. So we have the job, the object, the process count, and so forth. So what I'll do back in the Apogee console, I'm going to send the post request. We'll see that we get back a true response, and if we jump into the jobs page, now we can see the normalization job has appeared. As a scheduled job, it's gonna, we give it a moment or two, we can see the actual job kick in. There's always a moment there before the Apex scheduler picks that particular job up. I'll just keep refreshing this until we see here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Now maybe that's just the limit to how many this particular job could be partitioned to. And we can see the job executing here. So very, very useful capability. This essentially allows us to programmatically invoke MDM operations. That could be for a variety of reasons. It could be as part of a data integration task. For example, it may be that there's an ETL tool that's moving data into custom objects or standard objects within Salesforce, and immediately following the data load, we want to invoke an MDM operation, and using the REST API and using the endpoint for the custom action, as we've just seen, it's very easy to trigger the MDM operations from an external point. So if we then think about the on-platform options, so custom actions are also available, as mentioned previously, within the process builder. So let's just open up the process builder. I've already created a example process. So a very, very basic process, and I'm going to add an immediate action here to illustrate the concept. So the action type is Apex, and we'll give this a name. And here we can see that batch job run action, custom actions defined within the clearMDM managed package is available as a selection, and we can see the operations that are, the parameters that are available for population. So again, this would be very straightforward to populate. And target object, we'll go for a count here, and you may note that the process count isn't listed, and that's simply because it's not mandatory. So if we add a row, we can actually select the process count and provide that value. If we don't provide a process count, then the max process count defined for the job will be effective. So very, very straightforward to integrate the invocation of MDM operations into the declarative development model within Salesforce, or whatever we're using processes for, whether it be for complex process automation, or for whatever other reason we're able to integrate in and control and invoke MDM operations as part of that process. So on platform, very easy to do, point and click. Off platform, standard REST API based. It's an extension to the standard Salesforce REST API. There's nothing been built here in a custom sense to deliver this functionality. It's all a standard part of the platform.